Hey everybody, it's Amy Graham, the Badass Valkyrie, and today I wanted to take some time and go through my 2019 bullet journal with you. It's going to be a little bit uncomfortable for me. On Saturday night, I slipped down the stairs and landed on my left hip, which also happens to be my bad hip, which has sciatica in it. And yeah, I have a big hematoma about the size of my fist on the side of my hip. And yeah, I feel like such an old lady going, yeah, I fell and broke my hip. But nothing is broken, thankfully. Oh, but I have not ran yet for 2019, which is starting to concern me. However, we just finished week 1 of 2019 and I'm okay. I am going to take the second week off as well to give my body time to heal and hopefully have the hematoma dissipate and then get into it. I will be doing other things besides running that I have been doing, but yeah, you know, the first few weeks of January in 2018, I was sick and couldn't do anything. So this is at least a little bit better. However, this morning I burned myself, and I'll show you that but I have like a burn about that long on my wrist. I went in to get some pasties that I was making out of the oven and reached down and just being the uncoordinated bull in a china shop that I am, ended up burning my wrist. So it's just been a heck of a couple of days. So, but I did want to go over my goals and let you know everything that I've really taken to heart out of this book. It has been such a help. Oh my gosh, so helpful. If you have not read this, The Bullet Journal Method by Ryder Carroll, I highly recommend it. I'll link it down below. I actually got this and the stealth version of the official bullet journal by Leuchtturm 1917 together as a set, and love it. Love it. I do have 2 different bullet journals. I have a little tiny one that's in here with my Hobonichi Supplemental Week booklet. This is in my Leather Imagined cover. I love this. It is amazing. It's beautiful. And right now it's a Fabriano dot grid, just a pocket notebook. And when I'm done with this one, I will move on to using field notes in this, which will be the dot grid or the actual grid for it, and I'll just use those as I need them. But that's my on the go, so that I can tear things out or make notes or whatever I need to do, and then I get it put into my bullet journal. And yes, this is my bullet journal, not my MD notebook diary that is documenting my declutter for the year. I switched them because my bullet journal was in a Blueberry Foxy Fix notebook cover, which just kind of sticks out a lot, and the purple blends in with the browns that I have a lot more. And if you look at the grid in the MD notebook, it's got like a blue hue to it, and I don't know why, but I always think of blue as like blues and yellows, like clean. So I was just like, well, it makes total sense to switch them out, because I was looking at it going, I really want my bullet journal in something else. I don't want it in this. And then I was like, I don't want to buy another one. And then it occurred to me, well, hey, why don't we just switch these out? Because this blends really well with the Calypso that I'm using for my weeks. So browns and purples and oranges all go together for me. Isn't that lovely? Oh, I love it. So, that's why you see it in this, not in the blue. So, but the blue works great with the MD notebook. They were the same notebook cover, the Perfect Fit A5 cover. So, it was just kind of 6 for 1, half dozen of the other just to switch them out. So, let's go ahead and I will discuss, well, yeah, let's go ahead and flip this bad boy around. When I get to my goals, I will explain those for my 2019 goals. Okay, so let's go and dive into my bullet journal. All right, so as you can tell, it's still a beautiful cover. I have a Simply Gilded journaling card in this, and so I just kind of keep it in that just because I think it looks pretty. But this is the stealth version, and it actually has the black edged pages and the black end papers, which look lovely with my Death Wish sticker. This is actually from a moleskin. I just took it out and glued it in as a tip-in onto that page, which is kind of an awkward, weird page anyway, just so I didn't have to fill all of that out. So there's that. Then my welcome page with my name, and it will have my contact information eventually, but welcome 2019. Be kind to yourself in the year ahead. Remember to forgive yourself and to forgive others. It's too easy to be outraged these days, so much harder to change things, to reach out, to understand. Try to make your time matter. Minutes and hours and days and weeks can blow away like dead leaves with nothing to show for it but time spent not quite ever doing things, or time you spent waiting to begin. Meet new people and talk to them. Make new things, show them to people who might enjoy them. Hug too much, smile too much, and when you can, love. This was Neil Gaiman's 2019 New Year's message. He didn't actually put it out on Twitter or any place like that where he has done in the past. He actually posted it in a blog post. And so I just really, really loved that quote. And I thought that it was the perfect way to start my 2019 bullet journal. So this is my index and what I have so far. And we'll just go into that. This is my future log. And I am using the Ink by Jang. It's a washi tape, actually. That and I have all 7 starts. So it's a 7-pack, and it's just a roll of like 250 calendars, and it's awesome. I will say this took a whole lot more time than I thought it would, but you know, I like the way it looks, so I'm glad I did that. And then this was a washi tape that was Midori, I believe, and I just put it up there. And this is my future log, and this is January through June, and then July through December. For 2019. This one got off just a little bit, but it was December. I was like, oh, whatever. This is my 2020 future log. And so I wanted to be able to future plan for 2020. And usually when I get towards the end of the year, I have things that I need to start putting into 2020. And if I find a 70.3 or half Ironman that I want to do in 2020, I want to start planning around that. This page, I still don't know what I want to do with. I don't know if I want to do like a yearly or a master list or a task list. I don't know. So instead of making the decision quickly, I was like, let's just leave it and see what comes out of it. Then this is my Calendex. And I use my Calendex a little bit differently than other people. Last year, I never used it. I left it blank for so many years, or so many months. And then I decided, oh, why don't I just start writing down when my husband and I, Greg, when we go to a movie. And I was tracking movie date nights, and I went back and backlogged all of those. One of my 101 goals in 1001 days that I actually completed, because I tracked it in here, was going to a movie night or date night to the movies once a month for a year. And we accomplished that. So I was like, yeah, I literally loved tracking it there and being able to see what we had done as far as movie nights, because that's one of our favorite date nights. And so I decided to do that again this year. And as you can see, on the 6th, we went and saw Bumblebee. It was very, very good. Kind of cheesy, but out of all of the Transformers. Bumblebee could be cheesy, and I would still love it because I'm a huge Bumblebee fan. And then I'll show you here in a minute, but also I wanted to just kind of note here my 101 goals in 1001 days. Number 9 is watch 26 movies I've never seen that start with each letter of the alphabet. I still need, and this is carrying over from my 2018 bullet journal, I still need the letter K, the letter L, N, W, X, Y, and Z. I seriously need the X-Men to come out with a new movie. But I'm like, I don't want to do a whole spread just for those, and so I just noted it down here, and that way when I have a movie that comes up that would fit one of those, I'll put it in. Another thing that went really well, which I loved, was my year in pixels, and I have done that again for this year. I've tweaked this a little bit, and I literally had to go back and put this in on Saturday. Injury occurred because I'm like, oh, I don't have any way of tracking that I actually hurt myself like a dork. So I put pink being injury occurred, because with all the runs and everything that I plan on doing this year, who knows what's going to happen. But we will see how the year goes. Last year, if you've been watching my Instagram stories or my Instagram account, you know that there was a lot of teal, and I hope for the same this year. This is my welcome to 2019. This is my motto. I don't fit your molds, I break them. And I came up with that through my when I was doing my first triathlon, and it just kind of stuck. And so that's kind of my motto for the year. My words are audacious and freedom, or audacious freedom, if you prefer to only have one little saying. It is Year of the Narwhal for me because, you know, those of you who follow me know that I just recently found out in December that narwhals are real. I, honest to God, thought that they were a mythical creature. So, it is, even though the Lunar New Year, it is Year of the Pig, it's Year of the Narwhal for Amy. And then my 2019 focus habits are going to be 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night, drink 80 ounces of water a day, lift 3 times per week. My steps goal is 11,885 average monthly steps, which is an increase of 1% per day. So from 2018's steps per month. Build your savings. I want to read daily, write daily, follow a monthly budget, and do my Finding 52 every week. So those are not necessarily my goals. Those are habits that I want to focus on this year. These are my 2019 goals and milestones. This has taken me a whole lot longer because of the Atomic Habits by James Clear and Ryder Carroll's bullet journal method. The suggestions and the theories and the science and everything behind both of those books has made me contemplate a lot of different things this year. And a lot more thought went into my goals this year. So I've broken them down into 5 sections: fitness, health, finance, downsizing, and media. And I have goals, but then I have milestones that I want to reach to get to those goals. So we'll just go ahead and start. My fitness goals for 2019 are to be more consistent with my training, make healthier meal choices, and incorporate more stretching and muscle care into my training plan. My milestones are to run 30 miles per month with an average run time of 15 minutes, 33 seconds per mile or less. That was my average. I'm not a fast runner. I have a small gait, but I'm not a fast runner. But I wanted to decrease my average per mile this year. I need to use rollers after every workout. And I will, starting this week, I will be taking either Tai Chi, yoga, or Qigong classes every week. And then my race goals. I want to do 4 different 10Ks, 1 every quarter. Then I have my first half marathon scheduled April 13th, which is the Salt Lake City Half Marathon. I may or may not do a a full marathon. I would like to get a full marathon done towards the end of the year, but it's just going to depend on how I'm feeling, how I'm doing, all of that. So it will definitely be in the second half of the year. It may not happen until early in 2020, but I just wanted to have it on here just in case I felt solid enough to do it. That is one of my stretch goals, is to do my first full marathon. Then I will be doing 4 triathlons. Women of Steel on May 11th, Echo Triathlon July 13th, which is my first open water triathlon. It is in Echo Reservoir here in Salt Lake. Brine Man Triathlon, which is September 7th. And then Morro Bay Triathlon, which is my first ocean swim triathlon. So I have 4 triathlons scheduled throughout the year for 2019. And as of tonight, the first 2 of these will actually get my my registration all done. All right, so that is for my fitness goals. That's what I have set for my fitness goal. My health goals, I want to increase my steps to 11,885 on average per month. I want to do Finding 52 weekly. So finding 52 hours at least within the year. So 1 hour per week or more for self-care. That is something outside of what I normally do. So that's what Finding 52 is all about. And that's my challenge to me. I turned 52 December 13th, and I am doing 52 weeks of finding an hour of me time outside everything else. So this first week of January was that I took a 2-hour nap just for no reason. I was doing something and I'm like, God, I'm really tired. And I thought, I'm going to take a nap. I'm going to take a 2-hour nap. And I didn't mean to take a 2-hour nap. I just kind of laid down on the couch. The cats were loving on me. And I'm just like, oh, I could just lay down and sleep. And I'm like, I have so much to do. And I thought, you know what? No, we're going to take a nap. And I took a nap and I woke up and I was just like, oh, that was so refreshing and awesome. And I felt so great. I went in, got my coffee. I was going downstairs to work on scrapbooking, and boom, that's when I slipped and fell. So in hindsight, maybe the nap was not great, but it did relax me. Maybe it relaxed me too much. I don't know, because, you know, I did fall and hurt myself. But that's aside from the point. Also, I want to do cleaner eating, which goes back into making healthier meal choices. I am trying very hard to do clean eating and cutting sugar out, cutting soda out. I've gone, one of my goals is, well, here, let me just put my milestones. No soda, reduce sugar intake. I started the year out at 232 pounds and I want to end the year at 212 or lower. But my goal is to drop 20 pounds over the year, going towards leaning out and running and riding and swimming. Who knows? But I did that for a year last year, and it did not work the way I thought it would. A lot of it had to do with how my body was changing and stressors and things like that. So, but I wasn't controlling what I was eating either. I wasn't limiting my sugar. I was drinking soda on and off and on and off and on and off and on and off. And I can't do that anymore. It puts too much stress on my body. And I get too much inflammation in my arthritis. And so I have committed to a year without sugar or without soda. And, you know, some people, my husband was even, you know, baby, why don't you just kind of try to limit it, you know, per month, or, you know, try 1 month at a time. And I'm like, see this? I like to track shit. So if I can go an entire year and have that be a goal and not break that chain, that's going to be easier for me than going, well, I'm only going to have, you know, a 2 liter of Coke a month or a week or whatever, because I spent the entire year 2018 doing that and it did not work. And I drank more soda last year than I have in the past almost 13 years since I got my surgery. And so if you've watched my channel for any amount of time, you know that that is a monkey on my back. The only way I am doing this is going cold turkey for a year. And today is the 7th. It's the first Monday in 2019. So far, I've been 7 days without it. I've gotten over the worst part of it, all the headaches and everything. So we're just going forward. For the next week, the focus is again, not having soda and trying to reduce my amount of sugar. I also realize that I cannot just cut out cold turkey everything all at once. That does not work for me either. So with the first 2 weeks is all about breaking the cycle of Coke. And not Diet Coke. I drink fully leaded Coke, and which is actually better for most people with gastric bypass instead of Diet Coke, because the diet sodas do not flip the trigger that's in your head going, okay, you've had enough. And that works for me. I do get that. But then 2 days later, I'm like, oh, I'm just going to have another Coke. Yeah, no. I am an addict for Coca-Cola, not cocaine, just so we're just 100% clear. So getting through that before I start taking sugar completely out is a good plan for me. So the first half of the month, making sure I'm through the hurdles of no Coke. Then I will deal with weaning off of sugar the rest of January. I've done great, and it has been easier than I thought, but I'm not going to sabotage myself either. This is a marathon, not a 5K. If you want to look at it that way, this is the long haul. So I decided that I am not going keto this month. I am trying more along the lines of Mediterranean and reducing any excess sugars, but giving up all breads and crackers and all of that kind of thing is much harder for me. So I'm following the Mediterranean diet closer than the keto diet. If I don't drop over the month, then fine. I can at least transition into keto then. But for right now, that's what I'm doing. And I'm trying to give myself as much possibility as possible. Now that I've gone on to that huge long tangent in calories. Again, no sugar, no soda, reducing sugar intake. 232 pounds is where I started. I want to end up at 212, and I want to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night. Finance. I want to reduce our debt. I want to increase our savings, and I want to follow a monthly budget. The milestones to reach those will be paying off our credit cards, auto pay all of our bills. Most of them are, but there are still some that I don't, because I'm like, I just need to play with that money a little bit. I want to get out of that habit so that I always have enough in the budget that it covers our monthly bills no matter what. I want to have $1,000 in savings by the end of the year. And I would like to open an online savings account with auto transfer to gain some benefits of having it not in my checking account. So it's something completely separate that I can actually just take that debit card or whatever card, put it away, don't carry it with me, don't use it, just have it auto transferred over every payday. I just forget about it. Downsizing. I want to follow the Minimalist Home plan and reduce clutter, and I want to do one major room every quarter. That room this quarter is the living room, and I've gotten a jump start on it in December, and I am continually tweaking things that I have taken out of that already, and we'll continue to finish that so that I can get the entire living room done. I would like to get it done by the end of January, but we will see. I am going to do it until it gets done. I'm not putting a time limit other than one per quarter. If I get more than that done, great. If I don't, at least I've got that. My milestones are, in 2019, I have a no spend on all clothing. All clothing. The only caveat to that is my triathlon suits, my tri-suits. I have to get 2 new tri-suits. The tri-suit that I used last year ended up being too big. It will certainly be too big now. So I'm getting 2 new tri-suits, which I will talk about more here in a minute. I will discard clothing and shoes by half. I want to reduce everything that I own by half right now, going forward. And then I will continue to downsize that. But cutting it out by half is a good starting point. I can go through, and there are things that I know that I want to get rid of that don't fit, haven't fit for quite a while, and then I haven't worn in 2 years. And so I'm like, let's just get rid of that right now. So on New Year's Day, I actually cleared out my athletic closet, which had, you know, all my workout gear and all that kind of stuff. And I went through that, and all my t-shirts cleared out. And it is my smallest closet. And I cleared out 7 bags of clothing that I donated or I'm giving away. 7 bags of just t-shirts. And most of my athletic gear I ended up keeping because I'm like, I don't know. I need to go through that as I wear it to see if I like it or not. And then I have a bin that is for things that get tossed that I wear that I'm like, I don't like this. And I'm just going to put it in there. Unless something breaks, we don't need it. We have everything we could possibly need. So unless it breaks, we don't need it. We're not going to buy it. And then I'm going to also reduce some of my subscriptions. Not my coffee subscription, not my Cocoa Daisy subscription. Other things, yes. In other parts of my life, yes. We will be going through my subscriptions and getting rid of that. Media, our sport promotion. I don't know if those of you who are unaware, I am now an Our Sport ambassador. And they are the ones that I purchased my first tri-suit from, with the owls. I love that tri-suit more than anything. And that is, you know, I will say that it helped me cross that finish line, last as it was. And I will be buying 2 new tri-suits. They have them on pre-order right now. And I will be getting those, which is the caveat to my no spend on clothes, just because I am one of their ambassadors and they are sponsoring me as an athlete. So that will be the one thing that I will give into, and only because I love their gear. I love running in their gear, and I want to support them as a company as much as possible. And they show support to Athena athletes like nobody else. And I am very excited to be a 2019 ambassador. So there's that. I want to increase my podcasts from the whopping 2 that I got done in 2018. I'm hoping to do 1 a month now that I'm kicking off my training as soon as I heal. And then I want to grow all my social media channels. And so the milestones for that are I want to vlog or blog weekly. I want to do 1 podcast per month minimum. I want to increase my followers to these numbers. I want to update all my channels for 2019 with new photos quarterly, and I want to do more cross promotion. So there's that. I have Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and my blog, and I want to increase those. So this as a whole is my 2019 goals, and I have put a lot of thought into these and trying to figure out the reasoning behind each and every one of these. And it's not just stuff that came to me when I was doing my hair and I'm like, oh, we'll make that a goal. That's what happened last year. And, you know, as much as I liked the goals, I only met 2 out of the 4, out of the 5. And it was because I didn't have a reason behind them. And these, I have reasoning, specifics, everything behind each and every one of these. And that's why I'm very excited about them. And I think they are all very, very doable. Another thing that I was doing is going through my 101 goals in 1001 days. I started this challenge 51st birthday. That was my 51st birthday. And it goes for 1001 days. And that will end September 9th, 2020. And in 2018, I completed 14 out of the 101 goals, which I was very, very, very impressed with myself for doing that. So what I did, in my previous bullet journal, I actually wrote out the ones that I was focusing on, and I did about half of them. So instead, this year what I've done is everything that I have not completed, I've written down and what number it is, so that I know that I have them all in the big master A4 teal book. And I will still do quarterly updates for those, and you'll see videos on that. But I wanted to have them all in here so that I could go through them. Now, there are some that I know that I probably will not meet, and that's okay. I have no qualms not finishing this list of 101 goals in 1001 days. However, I would like to do as many of these as I can. And that's why I wanted to make sure that I had these going through the year so that I could reference them. And if there's opportunity to complete one, I will do that. And then I will write my completed goals here for 2019. One of my goals is number 13, and that is to read 100 books. And in 2019, I completed 11 books in 2018. So number 12 will start here, and I will just continue my list. One thing I did learn the hard way is in 2018, I wrote out a list of the books that I wanted to read, but only read like 3 of them, and ended up finding other books that I wanted to read and did read, but then didn't have space to write them. So what I'm doing in 2019 is I have a blank spread. This is where I will write the books once I complete them. So, lesson learned there. Then, also number 96 is recipes. I wanted to try 101 recipes. So these are the recipes that I will try in 2019. I tried 14 of them in 2018. So I'm starting with number 15 here. And we will go through trying to get to 100. Or 101, sorry. Now, this starts my monthlies. So I did not want to create a whole big fancy frou-frou page. I'm not good at that. And part of what Ryder Carroll talks about in the bullet journal method is going back to basics. And I pulled some things out that I had highlighted in the book. And if you go through this book, you'll see all kinds of different highlights and things that I've done in my mild liner. And I just used the same color that he had. It's funny because I wasn't necessarily going for that. I just looked at this and I thought, oh, I'll do the gold. And it just turns out that he uses the gold as well as a highlight, but I thought that was hilarious. So there's a lot of different things that I've highlighted in here. And some of the broader points that I wanted to just put in here as a reminder as I'm going forward. Everything you maintain should be adding value to your life. Less, but better. Every day, ask yourself small questions. Figure out some way in which you can improve. Then format the answer as a task or goal and log it. Each task completed is experience gained. Keep track of your progress. Every action is a step up from where you were. It doesn't matter how small the steps are or if you stumble along the way. What matters is that you continue to step up, which I find invaluable. Even though I didn't complete 3 of my goals last year, I still learned from them. And one of those goals moved forward, and it's my whole downsizing and decluttering. And I learned that I have to have a reason behind it. Now I do. If there is nothing to be learned from the information in a collection, it provides little value, and chances are you'll lack the incentive needed to maintain it. Don't waste your time tending collections that won't add value to your life. A lot of that goes back to things that I was tracking before, going, why am I tracking this? What does it matter? You know, I have so many trackers. Oh my gosh. And I went back through my 2018 Hobonichis, and I'm just like, doesn't matter what I was tracking. Doesn't matter, you know, that I was tracking 18 different things in one page every single day and writing them out. a lot of that didn't. And so that's why I have those focus habits, and they are keystone habits, which will help change the way you live and create better habits. So that's why I have those. And I put those here. The focus habits here are all keystone habits. And then I just started January. And so this is my January month, broken out my January log. And this is my task list for January, the master task list. And these are my daily logs. And all I'm doing is logging what I need to get done for the day. And this is just what I'm doing. I'm not doing stickers. I'm not doing washi tape. I'm not doing drawing. I'm not doing any of that. It is back to basics for this. And so far, so good. And I'm happy with what I've got in here. It's not a lot yet, but it's things that are important to me. And it's a place that I can go back and look. When I was flipping through my bullet journal from 2018, there was so much that was just like, oh my God, why am I doing this? Why am I doing, so much crap that I didn't need to keep or do or write or try to draw. And I'm like, that's not what's important to me. And so this is what is important to me. My fitness, my health, how I handle our finances, the process of downsizing our life so that when we retire and move overseas, I don't have to do it all in one fell swoop. And then growing my channel and growing what I enjoy. And this is what I enjoy doing. And, you know, it's crazy, but, you know, I love doing this. I have incorporated it into my regular day job, and I enjoy it. And if it doesn't bring me joy, there's no reason to do it. And everything on this list brings me joy. It has a reason behind it, and it's something that I'm excited to do. And that's what was important to me. And that's why I have these. And, you know, I don't fit your molds. I break them. I don't really fit a lot of places. I feel like I am way too much, way over the top, way more than most people. And that's okay. That's me. That's how I fit, I feel like. And I am audacious, and I need freedom of what everybody else wants me to be. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being my own person and striving to find my own path. And, you know, I'm not here to tell you how to do your life. I'm just here to explain what the hell I'm doing. And if any of that helps, woohoo! But all of these goals are for me. And hopefully, you know, I can drop a little wisdom here and there from what I've learned. So, you know, that's basically what I'm doing. And putting down whenever my husband and I go on a movie date, that brings me joy. That is why I have this. Do I need to know every time we go out to a movie date? No. No, I don't need to do that. I met that goal, but it brought me joy. And even going back and reading everything, I was just like, it brought back so many memories. And I'm like, oh, I love that. And so it brought me joy. Putting in all of this brought me joy. And so, yeah, it may not be huge right now, but it is what I needed. And it is back to basics. And I am very happy with the setup. And I have learned a lot in Ryder Carroll's bullet journal method. And I hope that throughout the year, all of these little tidbits, and believe me, I will go back and revisit this book several times. I already have in this last 7 days. So let me know if you are following the bullet journal method, if you've started a bullet journal because of this year, if you've made changes in your bullet journal because of this. Let me know down below. And I would love to know what you thought about it. Again, I'm not going to be doing challenges other than finding 52, which is my self-care challenge for me. But if you're happy joining in, I am super happy to do that with you. And yeah, that is my bullet journal. So I think going forward, I think that's about it. I will just kind of do monthly do updates in my videos from now on. But I think I've gone through everything. Maybe not my weeks, but I think I have. I still have to transfer some notes to my new weeks. And so I'll probably do that in an upcoming video. But this is how I'm going forward with my bullet journal. And I am so happy about it. Just because it's simple, it's easy, and it's not going to take a lot of time. And it's an easy way for me to track and see how I get things done. So I hope you guys have found this helpful. And as always, spend the rest of your life celebrating, because if you don't, what's the point? Don't just endure your life. Celebrate it. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.